Could you tell me your name and what you do for a living?
My name is Peter. Call me Pete. P. I'm a photographer, photo editor, and I also work in commercial video production.
Could you tell me about your bike setup?
Okay, this is it's an All-City Thunderdome. This is actually one of, dang, I always lose track. This is one of, I think, 5 bikes that I own. Yeah, this is my like track bike. So this is the one that I would use for if I was to go to a velodrome or if I'm doing laps in Prospect Park or something. It's my fastest bike. It's my lightest bike.
Yeah.
It's not the one that I like the most, but it is definitely very capable, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Thank you.
So, do you race a lot? Like, are you a hard racer or?
When it comes to racing, I mostly like to do alley cats, and I don't do them all the time. Every once in a while, when my body feels ready. I only started racing about like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And you know, I'm a little late to the game. I'm 31, and so
No, it's not.
it's like this is something I should have probably been doing when I was like in my 20s, in my teens, but I picked it up late. But I still love it, you know.
Yeah.
I like being out in the streets. That's my favorite kind of riding. And an alley cat just adds a competitive aspect to that and makes it even more fun.
Oh, I see. So alley cat is more like a casual race compared to like super high speed road race and
It's
track
still,
race.
alley cats are still intense, you know. And there's the added difficulty of you having to route yourself to the checkpoints. Normally when you're in a race, they tell you exactly where you're supposed to go, or there's a set course or something like that. But with an alley cat, they just give you a list of places you're supposed to be, and you have to figure out how to get there yourself. So there's a lot of mind power, and then there's you need strength as a rider, you need endurance, but you also have to be able to know the streets and plan your route well to be successful. And that's why I like it over other kinds of racing.
Okay. Because I don't think we have like alley cat in Japan. So it's quite interesting and unique. In terms of your bicycle, what like gear ratio you have right now?
Right now, I am on 50-16.
50-16. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. What about this like small details you put it on the wheels?
I don't know. I like spoke cards. And you know, you get them from different events that you do, alley cats, group rides, races. But this one is one that I made by myself. You know, the $2 bill is probably the rarest bill that there is in American currency, and I don't know. I just thought it would be a cool look. It's unique. I don't see anyone else doing it, and it's kind of something that's special to me and my bike. So if anybody copies, just know I did it first.
Oh, yeah, fast. Okay, awesome. And your wheel is Mavic Open Pro.
Yeah, it's an Open Pro, Mavic Open Pro rear wheel
With Vittoria Cosa.
Yes, those are my favorite tires.
You don't use any like cycling computer?
I do have a computer. It's just not mounted on the bike right now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I haven't used it for a while because, you know, I've been working a lot. I haven't had time to ride. You know, it's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
But, I do want to get back into things when I have some free time.
Okay,
really,
gotcha.
like get out in the streets and ride more. Because I do love it.
Right.
I have 5 bikes.
Yeah. That's quite a lot. Everything is fixie bike?
I have 3 fixed gear bikes. Then I have 1 mountain bike, and then I have a classic road bike.
Oh, nice balance.
Yeah.
You can, you know, enjoy everything.
Yeah.
That's
all
awesome.
different kinds of riding.
Yeah. That's it. Thank you. Also, could you tell me about your cycling fashion style?
Okay, my cycling fashion style, I don't know. I feel different to a lot of the people that I encounter. Like, you have like messengers who like to dress a certain way. Sometimes they wear like the cut-off jeans, or you have like the real hardcore cyclists who always dress in full kit or have something under. Me, I just like to be comfortable and look decent, so I'll always be wearing probably shorts. If it's a little cold, I'll put tights on under the shorts and a sweater. You know, I don't really care about aero gains and stuff like that. Like I think I'm fairly fast. I can keep up with the guys that's wearing all the spandex and stuff. I just, you know, and it's cool that people can do that and they want to do that, but it's just not for me. You know, I prefer to look more casual sportswear type style when I'm riding my bikes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. What do you think about New York cycling culture?
New York cycling culture. See, the thing about me is that I've mostly lived here like my whole life. It's been about 2 years where I lived in Washington, D.C. But other than that, I have lived in New York, you know, for my whole life. And I would say that even compared to New York, D.C. has zero cycling culture at all. You know, there's people on bikes, they're mostly commuters, or they do like, you know, road races or rides with road bikes and stuff like that. But as far as like the diversity and the amount of people that's on bikes and the different types of bikes you see and the different kind of events and genres of cycling that you could get into, like New York, there's nothing like it. And I do wish that, you know, other cities would try to pick it up as far as New York, but I would say as in terms of cycling culture, it's very unique, it's very special, and it's very, very diverse, you know, much like the city of New York itself.
Could you tell me your name and what you do for a living?
Yeah, my name is C. I'm a designer. I work on, I do architectural design, I do technical illustration, I worked on a lot of interactive products with startups, launched Hulu in the US, and then launched Hulu in Japan.
That's awesome. Okay, so could you tell me about your bike setup?
Okay, so this bike setup and this whole bike is basically a response to New York City. I recently moved here, been here since July. I've been trying to learn about the city. I came with having done a lot of research, and what I can say is that any amount of research that you do, you're never gonna know what you need to know about the city. And I realized after I'd been here that I was riding my road bike, and I was like, I'm just not having the joy that I have had in the past, the riding. And I was like, what's the problem? And the problem was that I was thinking about the city as being about roads and streets. And what I realized was that every time I talked about New York City, I was like, it's harder riding here than it is on trails, in like cross-country trails. So I began thinking, like, well, what about some kind of urban assault vehicle? What about, you know, a mountain bike? And that's what's starting here. So start with a basic bike, which is a 2024 leftover Rockhopper from Specialized. I will say this: it's an awesome bike. I think it's because it's like the least expensive of, you know, Specialized bikes. It gets some slack in the media, but this is a great bike. It is better than 99.9% of the people who could ride it. And so I got it, and I began thinking that what I need to do is mod it and build it so that it's going to be an awesome on-street, off-street kind of bike. And that's what we started with. So basically I got it from my friends down at the Hilltop in Williamsburg. They set me up with it. Yeah, Malcolm, actually.
Malcolm,
Malcolm, he's awesome.
You know Malcolm.
Yeah, and we talked with Sam, with Bob, with Malcolm, and we thought about what do we want to put on. I'd been thinking about putting on Supermoto, but they recommended these tires, the G1 Speed Pros. These things, I'm so happy that I went with it.
Yeah.
So the whole build is centered around the idea of contact points. So primary contact points being the tires in the road.
Right.
The next part being saddle, pedals, and bars. And so what I've got are the XT Shimano egg beaters. I've got, I ended up getting a Spank alloy bar. It's an alloy bar. I was going back and forth between alloy and carbon, and this is about as light as it could possibly be and still be alloy. So it's close to carbon weight, but it's filled with foam, so it like damps out vibration.
I see. Okay.
The seat is a Specialized Pro. was it Pro Expert Arc? It's great. It's carbon. It's super comfy. It fits me perfectly, and maybe it doesn't fit anybody else, but it fits me really well.
Yeah.
And then a whiskey carbon seat post. So what I get is damping, flex, and rider isolation, which is what I need. With the tires, I've got essentially like they're 62 centimeters wide, so like 2.35 inches. They're light. I can run them at low pressures, but like 20 to 25 psi. And the thing is that it absorbs the irregularities and the debris that's on the road, and it just allows me to transfer as much power forward as I want.
Right.
I'm kind of like a performance-focused rider. It's like, the other thing too is like I think I was mentioning to you earlier is like the forks. So a lot of people would say, "Oh, forks, kind of overkill, right?" And when I got them, I was like, "Oh yeah, maybe it's kind of overkill." And I thought at one point, I could swap these out. I could go with carbon forks. But what I found, and what I've been doing, is incrementally trying things, making changes, and then making it further adjustments and changes. And all the assumptions that I made about having full travel forks, completely, at the beginning were like wrong. I was like, yeah, I use them for going upstairs. I use them for going downstairs. When I'm riding, and I want to sprint, I just reach down, flick it like that, lock the forks up. I get a nice energy transfer, no bobbing, nothing. When I hit bad pavement, flip it back the other way, and then I'm not losing any energy to the road.
Right.
And at high speed, where I thought I wouldn't be using it, I actually end up using it a lot, because on the roads around here, you just encounter all kinds of potholes and stuff, and when you're doing like 35, 40 miles per hour, the extra travel, the suspension it absorbs every one of those little bumps. So that keeps me going. In various places, you're going to see that there's like silicone wrapping. So what I end up doing is there's this kind of tape that is malleable. It's non-adhesive, but it sticks to and melds with itself. So chainstay, I've wrapped that in black and transparent or semi-transparent. Creates a really nice protection for the frame. Up here, I've formed it into like a ring, and then wrapped it. And what happens with this is that if something goes wrong, there's enough clearance for the bars to do a full 180. Yeah. But if things get really bad, if something there's just like a nice soft stop. You get this stuff off of Amazon. It comes, I think it's called, sometimes it's called emergency tape or silicone tape. You pull it, you stretch it, and as soon as you do, when it contacts itself, it just bonds to itself. So you get this instant bond. You don't like it? Snip it with a little knife or scissors, and it comes right off. The other thing I've gotten to is that I'm working on instrumentation. So I've added a sensor for speed, and I've wrapped that in the same black material, so nobody knows what it is. Nobody's going to pull it off. Cadence meter up here in the front. Right now the transmission is fully stock. So it's a 1x. The 2024 was an 11 speed. The 2025 is a 12 speed. I am fully happy with the 11. It's got Dior level shifters, which they're like butter. They're so smooth. I'm completely happy with this. What I'm probably going to do is, this is the one part that I want to work on next, and that's really about it's a really solid crank and chain ring, but it's not adjustable. It's lock solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, change it out to Shimano, and I want to put a spider based power meter in there. So that'll be the power meter. That'll give me the data that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably lose a little bit of extra weight, in doing that, and that'll be fine. The brakes again, they're smooth, just solid. I love them. Very, very light touch, very progressive. And then a little Wahoo bolt tube for keeping track of data. It's been great, reliable. I use it for. I don't love it for navigation, but it's pretty good. This guy here, I think they call him the loony bin. What's awesome about it is that it is really, really light.
Yeah.
And you can go from you can put anything in there. You can put a really big water bottle, long ones, and it just clamps down and tightens onto it. I found these titanium water bottles, which are super nice and light. And if I don't want to put water in, I can put extra tools. So it's made by a company called Silverad. You can put any camel top on it. So if you want to have a flip out, you can do that. I like this because if I want to, I can put soup in it. Or fill it with dry goods, anything you want.
Thank you.
No problem.
Could you tell me about your cycling fashion style when you always ride your bike?
Yeah. So I wear a lot of black and a lot of really dark indigo blue. Those are kind of like my colors. I have tried a bunch of different brands. I did a lot with Fox Racing. They were good, especially good for for off-road riding. But when I was in London, that's when I found Rafa about over 10 years ago now. And they were mostly operating out of the UK, and they just make great stuff.
Right.
It's super high quality.
Yeah.
For me, I want simplicity. I don't not everything I have is black. I've got for the summer months, I've got a light top when it's really super sunny. But I like simplicity. So for me, all of my other bikes are either black or white. This is the one that's different. I went for the Kawasaki green because it was A, what's available, but B, I was that's kind of cool. I can rock some green. I think the green pops against black. When I do my artwork, when I do my design work, I do most of everything. I start out in a very disciplined way in black and white. And the thing that I have loved about having a black wardrobe for most of my career as a designer is just I throw it on, always look good, get good tailoring, and I just don't have to think about what am I going to wear. It's what am I going to wear for the top? It's going to be black. What am I going to wear on the bottom? It's going to be black. It's what are the shoes going to be? They're going to be black. It's one less decision I have to make. So the thing I find with Rafa that I haven't found with other brands is that it just fits right for me. Okay. So it's got that clean, smooth, tailored look. I tend to buy stuff on sale. I tend to buy stuff vintage stuff that goes back 20 years because they've been around for a while. And it lasts. It's I can buy a pair of pants off of eBay and they'll be 15, 20 years old, and it's they feel new. So, and they do clean design, the glasses. They made the glasses. I got those on sale. They're they're streamlined. They work with the with the outfit. The shoes are specialized. These are Recon 3s. Got SPD connectors, and they're clean. They're comfortable. There's not a lot of extra stuff. It's just minimalist.
Right. That glass is also Rafa's one?
Yeah. These are nice. They've got two different versions. There's one that has a zero frame, and what I was thinking about doing is next time they're going to have a sale, I'm going to try to get some that do the photosensitive, get darker. And light. But these are nice, and what I like about them is that they work well with the helmet. So I get really good wind clearance. I realized I got my second visor on. So sometimes what I do is when it's, especially in the really bad weather, when it gets really cold, what I'll do is I'll put on shades, and you can kind of go full arrow.
Right.
What I love about this is that it's just like being inside a little house. You know,
Okay.
It's like, I can wear my regular eyeglasses, get correction, and it's like wind and everything just passes by. Bugs don't ever hit me in the face. When I was back in California, I'd be doing super long rides. I'd get into that really zen spot of like breathing and like not having to worry about anything like the sun, the wind, bugs, anything like that. It was just like going around me, and it just felt like this extra level of comfort and protection, and yet feeling really connected with the road. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Thank you. Last question. I know you are new to New York City. Could you tell me like what your thought about New York cycling culture so far?
So here's what I would say. I think one of your other interviews had basically said that he knew a lot about cycling around the country, and he may, but he was talking about talking with people, being connected, being on the internet. It's like I have cycled in Kyoto, in Tokyo, for years in Boston, for years in Los Angeles and San Francisco. And the thing I can say is that unless you've actually been on the ground and ridden on the streets, you have no idea what cycling is really like in cycling culture. And I've been here only like a couple of months, like 3 months, maybe 4 months. So I'm learning the streets. I'm learning the culture. I'm learning what to expect. If you're new to New York, any expectations that you have are going to be wrong. You will be surprised continuously. And that's for better and for worse.
Yeah.
Like there are going to be some wonderful things that you're going to encounter and some things that you're not going to like. If you have simple needs, which is basically things like you want to be a casual cyclist, you want to be a really active social cyclist, there are so many really good options for you in this town. It's like, get on Strava, connect with a group like Rafa or Map or any of the groups that are out there. Rafa's got they're super nice people. They're super nice in terms of like putting together regular events, and you can have a really great time. Fixies too. It's like just getting a single speed. It's like there's a ton of really great